Hi guys, this is Vishal. Welcome to this live broadcast, and I'm so excited as I'm developing my 3-day live online workshop on Fibonacci ratios, which is called the golden ratio. And I'm going to telecast it live to my community on Facebook who are joining me, and you can just join that free telecast on 10, 11, and 12th of October. And it's going to be only one time live behind the scenes, but no replay available. So make sure you are part of malkanwebinar.com. Now, as I'm working on the content and I'm developing the whole PowerPoint and the presentation and the strategies which we use for our trading, and as I'm learning and relearning the things, as you can see on the back of my board, there is this statement which says learn, unlearn, and relearn, which you can see from here. And that's exactly so true in my life, because Fibonacci is something which I learned in 2004, then, and some basic things. Then I learned about the advanced things and kept on learning, adding more tools and techniques to that. So I started with only fib retracements, and then I learned the fib extension, then expansion, then projection, and then fib arcs and fib nodes and fib fan, and then fib time analysis, fib time projection, time retracement. So much is there in this golden ratio. Of course, I'm not using all of them, but some of the things which are very powerful, very basic, very simple, and it's slightly unconventional. Like we talk about the unconventional RSI in our starter program, we talk about the unconventional ADX. So that's exactly what I'm going to show you, the unconventional way of looking at Fibonacci in the coming up program on 10, 11, 12th of October. It's only one time a live telecast, and then it will be sold separately, but you guys can watch it for free if you are live on those days, 10, 11, and 12. So you can register on that for malkanwebinar.com. Now let me just show you a couple of things, like one unconventional thing. Now most of you might know that what are the common ratios. Come on, if you are watching this live, just watch. Come on, you tell me which are the common ratios which you use for your trading and Fibonacci. Which are the common ratios do you use? The most common ratio, as you know, all of you must be knowing, is basically your 61%, right? 61%, which is the golden ratio. Yes, come on. Now, let me tell you that we use 61% as the standard ratio. What are the other ratios which we use? Is 38%. Now, you know how do we get 38? How do we get the number 38%? So we use, let's say we have these numbers which are 5, 8, 13, 21, 31 and 30, 21, 34, 55, 89, 144, all these numbers which we know. Now, we know that when we divide two subsequent numbers, then adjacent numbers, then we get the number 61%. Then we also know that we divide one alternate number, which is like 5 by 13, then we get 0.38. Now, the other way to get 38% is also 1% of 61% is also 38. That's the way 38 number comes. And 61% of 38% is going to be 0.23. So that's the way, means all this 23%, 38% are a derivative of 61% only, because otherwise, why would we use 38% or 23% when there's only one golden ratio, which is 61%, right? Now, let me tell you ratios about Fibonacci, and there is something called a square root of 61% and square root of 1.61%. So if you do that on the calculator, what do you get? Just type in the comment section. Now I want you to be active in this session rather than just listening to me. So what is square root of 61%? And what is square root of 1.618? Okay, now you got the answer, which is there are two more ratios which we can use in retracement, projection, and all that. is called square root of 61% and square root of 1.618%. And those two new numbers would be 0.786, which I think explained in one of the videos or one of the Tuesday technical talks. And the other number you are going to get is 1.27. Now, 1.27 is the square root of 1.618, right? And 786 is the square root of 61%. So if you think this video is turning out to be valuable, make sure you share this video with your community, with your people around. And let me show you how to, just a glimpse of it, because I don't want to show too many, because I'm going to show the whole course, whole program on 10, 11, and 12th of October. But let me just show you how I can use 1.27. Now, everybody is aware that market do have something called as bull traps and bear traps, right? So what is bull traps and bear traps? Come on, I want to see you commenting in the comment section, where you are talking about what is square root of 61%, square root of 1.618%. You do the math on the calculator and see what number comes. And of course, you don't want to miss out on that 10, 11, 12 of October. And go to malkanwebinar.com. And in fact, if you go there, you will see the agenda of the program, the 3 days, what I'm going to teach you. You can download the agenda and save it for your reference. You can send that agenda to your friends, say, oh, watch out for this free training happening on 10, 11 October. Go to malkanwebinar.com. These are the things which you're going to learn. Now, let me read out the agenda for you if you want. Let me just read out. It's there on malkanwebinar.com. Yes. Let me just check myself what agenda I have put for that. And so many things I've added into this. Okay. So you're going to get this agenda at malkanwebinar.com. Click on that. And yes, you get a PDF agenda. So day 1, I'm going to reveal the agenda for day 1. Day 2 and day 3, you go and check it for yourself. So day 1, it is discovery. It's going to be basic. So discovery of Fibonacci series, importance of Fibonacci series and its usage, understanding the Fibonacci ratios, how to use Fibonacci ratios in stock markets, what is the golden ratio and its relevance, understanding retracement and ratios used for the same, understanding projection and the ratios used for the same. This is day 1, right? Then day 2 and day 3 is also uploaded on that website. Just go and click that so that you get a notification when we are live on 10, 11, 12th of this thing. So now coming back to, let me show you how, if you have downloaded the agenda, say I have the agenda or I want the agenda. Just click on I want the agenda and click on malkanwebinar.com. Right. So now let me show you how I was using this unique ratio in a different way, not the usual way. When we talk about the bull traps and the bear traps. Now, if you see this one, this just randomly I picked up this stock and I said that, okay, here we can see something like a bottom, and then the bottom is broken. When we say that's like a bear trap and then bounce back. So when I'm breaking a bottom, generally, if you are long here based on anything, your stop loss would have got triggered because it isn't a bear trap kind of a thing, and then it goes up again. So now let me show you how do I use that 1.27 ratio into this scenario. And like that, how do you use? Now let me just put this thing on. So this is I have not put 1.27. Now let me put that. Basically, it becomes 127. And yes. Now, can you see this? I have put this ratio. Now, let me reduce all the other ratios on this, which is, I just want 1.27, right? I don't want this. Let's make it 0. I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want this. Okay. Now you can see this, that when market went up, this is the 0 to 100%, and market made a new bottom. It made a new bottom by 27%. That means it is 1.27 what we call as extension. The market made a new bottom and then followed by bullish candlestick, and of course you can see a divergence, and all those things are. This is the use of 1.27. So specifically, you can use this 1.27 in your bull traps and bear traps. Now that's so powerful. That is very, very important. So now onwards, when you break an important support or an important resistance, don't worry. Wait for 1.27 support or resistance. If you think that's a major support or a resistance, and you think that market can turn from here and it makes a new bottom or a new high, also 1.27. That's the power of this. So use this for your bull trap, bear traps, and many other places. You can even use in intraday charts. So that's exactly I'm going to cover in the live training. And hope you already got the agenda. You want the agenda? Go to .com and put the name, number, email ID, and go inside and check. Click on the agenda. You'll get the thing, and that's exactly what I'm going to cover. It's almost going to be like 6 to 8 hours of training for 3 days. Means 2 hours, 3 hours every day in the night. So you can finish your work, you can finish your job, work, and be free on those 10, 11, and 12, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. All right. So that's it. I guess if this was very important from a new angle, which I taught you about Fibonacci, which is 1.27 and 786, the square root. So make sure you share this video and watch out for my next video. Thank you so much. Good luck and good trading.